Page 8, Children's Song. Common time or 4/4 time. You'll notice a lot of these pieces are in common time instead of 4/4 time. Common time back in the Baroque area, back in there, that was like used more than anything else. It was just a C. It was understood. Common time, it was just used a lot. It was easier to put the C in there than to have to draw 2 4s. It's just, whatever reason, most of them used common time in their music, most composers. Today, we typically use 4/4 most of the time, but they mean the same thing. People have, over the time, music has evolved. There's a lot of experts, and they don't agree on much of anything. And there's been times where people have attempted to say, no, common time and 4/4 time is not the same. There is a slight difference between them. I think it's pretty much didn't work out too well. The point is, common time is 4/4 time, or vice versa. It's got one flat, so we are in the key of F major. All the B's are going to be flatted. Automatic, just flat the B's. Let's start with the right hand. Make sure we get the notes first. You got the C, 4th finger, and that in this position. Remember, your 3rd finger now is on that B flat, because that's in the key signature. So it's here. You got a C, A, and a D. Make sure you got to bring the thumb down here because it's on a G. You need the F. Don't move the hand, just the thumb. Leave the hand where it is, because the next note is a B flat, and that's 3rd finger. And then just make sure you get these notes. Get the same thing in the next line, but the second line's a little different. Look out. In the second measure, you're here, and your thumb's got to come down. Now you're going to collapse. The hands come down. You just move the right hand. We went from here to here. And this is one of the ways we do it. Thumb first, and then the hand comes out, because you want 2nd finger on the G. Here. Like so. We get that worked out, we can add the rhythm. Here. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and... Get that idea? So you get the rhythm in. Then we do the left hand. See what we do there. We're starting here. That puts us in this position. Remember the B flat? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, rest. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, like so. So be careful on these rests. Make sure you play the rest. That is, you be quiet. You play a rest by being quiet. When you can do that, put the hands together slowly, because you're already on different fingers, and it can get confusing. So just go slow. 1, 2. See, we got a B flat and a D. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's tricky. Let's look at this last measure, the first line. It's a half note. You come up on beat 3. But the left hand has a rest. 1, 2, 3. So when the left hand plays that second C, the right hand comes up because that's beat 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. See, so they're coming up at different times. Try and be accurate with that, because as the music gets more difficult, that becomes a lot more important. So let's do it now so we get in the habit of it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then both are resting on beat 4. And then the second line, 1, 2, 3. Reach down. Now here, left hand, look out. Here, you reach down, and then you're coming down here. They want thumb on that, because if you collapse it, thumb's on G. You got to collapse a little more, scrunch up a little bit, thumb, and then you got to reach out again for another F. You're going down another octave. You just reach down again and connect it, and then you can collapse. That's different. So let's look at those last 2 measures here. You're here. Reach out immediately so your finger's on that note ready to go. And again, as you're playing these 8th notes, get your thumb on that F ready to go. So here, here, 1, when you play that F on beat 3, the right hand comes up. 1, 2, 3, rest. So these little details make a lot of difference in music, especially as it gets more advanced. So we got to get them now. When you can get the rhythm and so forth, and speed-wise doesn't matter. Just as slow as you got to go to get it right. Then we go back and add the articulation. Well, we got slurs and staccatos, and both hands are involved here. So you got to connect these at the beginning. 2, 1, 2, 3, then lift up. You're going to lift both hands up. The left hand has a rest, but here we want to hear silence between the A and the F. So the second measure, 1, 2, 3. And a nice light wrist staccato or fingers. It's up to you. C's, first one's staccato, second one's tenuto. Hang on to it, so it's here. Hang on to it just a hair longer than a beat. 4, 4, and then when you get to 4, right after you did, it's just a hair over. You're just taking it a little longer than a beat because of the rest. You can linger into the rest just a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like just a hair I didn't lift it up on beat 4. I lifted it up just a hair after beat 4 started. It's just, I'm lingering because of the tenuto. I want to linger on that note a little bit. Second line, you're connected again. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now lift up. 1, 2, 3. Now there isn't any tenuto or anything, so it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. You come up on beat 4 there. That's the articulation. As far as the tempo goes, Andante is a nice stroll. It's not slow, it's not medium, it's just a nice stroll. It's a slower walk than a moderato. Moderato's like you know where you're going. You have a mission. Andante is you're just kind of strolling down, you're just wherever. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And so, dynamic-wise, they don't give you much. You have moderately loud at the beginning. That's the right hand. Keep the left hand soft. 1, 2. We want to hear the right hand. 1, 2, 3. And even that, keep that soft on those, even when it's playing by itself. And then second line, the last couple of measures, now you gradually go down to soft. So you're here. So that you don't get soft to the last measure, but you're going from moderately loud, whatever that is, down to soft. So the left hand has to be softer than that. It can be very expressive. It's very nice. Really, on this music, in order to add the dynamics and articulation properly, you need to get so comfortable with the notes and the rhythms you're not thinking about them. You're actually listening to the music itself, and you get into the music in an emotional feeling, and that's where you feel the dynamics. And you can feel this articulation a little better. That's where the magic happens. And that's what most piano students miss out on. Once they can play the notes and rhythms correctly, they're going on to the next piece. They never actually turn it into music, and that's unfortunate. I was the same way. No teacher, until I got into the advanced stuff, no teacher that I can remember tried to get me to actually make it an emotional experience. They just get the right notes and rhythms, and that's okay. I'm asking you to go a little further in that. Get to feel in this music. I like to play it with you slowly, just to check the notes and the rhythms. Not going to do dynamics. So I'll give us 4 counts. Let's do this together. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.